The news says 4 years after the June 5, 2022 attack on St. Francis Catholic Church, Owo, Ondo State, the Federal High Court in Abuja has sentenced 4 members of the Al-Shabaab terrorist group to death by hanging. The attack left more than 40 worshippers dead and over 100 others injured. Who are the people involved in this judgment? The convicts Idris Abdulmalik Omeza, Al-Kazim Idris, Jamil Abdulmalik, and Abdul Alim Idris. They are acquitted. Momal Abubakar, discharged due to insufficient evidence. The judge, Justice Emeka Nwete. The prosecution, Department of State Services, DSS, on behalf of the federal government. The victims, 40 plus deceased worshipper, over 100 injured, and the Catholic Diocese of Ondo. The commentators, Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa, Olowu of Owo, Oba Ajibade Oguoye, and Bishop Jude Arogudade. Where did this happen? The attack happened at St. Francis Catholic Church, Owo, Ondo State. The trial took place at the Federal High Court in Abuja. The terrorist cell operated from Kogi State. Now, 4 things you must know about this death sentence. 1. The sentence comes exactly 4 years after the attack. Justice delayed, but not denied. The attack was on June 5, 2022. The judgment was on June 3rd, 2026. 4 years. Families of the 40 deceased have waited 4 years for this moment. Bishop Arogudade noted that one seminarian with him lost both parents, father and mother, killed in the attack. That seminarian has waited 4 years. The delay does not erase the pain, but the conviction acknowledges that the state remembers. 2. The convicts were members of an Al-Shabaab cell operating from Kogi State, not from Ondo. This is crucial. The terrorists traveled from Kogi State to Ondo State to attack a church. They were not local. They were organized. They had a cell, communications, explosives, and rifles. The attack was not random. It was planned, coordinated, and carried out by a network. The conviction disrupted that network, but only partly. 3. The prosecution used digital forensics, a technophone device with communication before and after the attack. This is a significant development in Nigerian terrorism prosecutions. Confessional statements alone are sometimes coerced, but digital evidence, messages, call logs, location data is harder to fake. The court admitted a digital forensic examination report that sets a precedent. Future terrorism cases will rely more on technology and less on witness testimony. 4. The Olowu of Owo made a powerful point. If past kidnapping and terrorism cases had been properly prosecuted, Nigeria would have less insecurity today. Oba Ajibade Oguoye said, if cases like these had been properly handled in the past and accused persons were consistently convicted, Nigeria would have significantly reduced the wave of kidnapping and insecurity. That is a truth many avoid. Impunity breeds crime. When terrorists and kidnappers believe they will not be caught, or if caught, not convicted, they continue. The Owo conviction is a model, but it is one case. Hundreds of others remain unsolved. Now, what is my advice based on this report? To the federal government and DSS, replicate this model. The Owo prosecution worked because of 11 witnesses, 23 exhibits, and digital forensics. Apply the same resources to other major terrorism and kidnapping cases. Create a dedicated terrorism prosecution unit. Publish results. Impunity ends when accountability becomes predictable. Number 2, to the judiciary. Justice Wete set an example. He weighed evidence carefully, convicting 4, acquitting 1. That is how courts should work. Other judges should follow. Rely on digital evidence, protect witnesses, deliver judgments within reasonable time. The Owo case shows it can be done. Number 3, to Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa and the Olowo of Owo. You have welcomed the judgment. Now use it. Push for a memorial for the 40 plus victims. Support the seminarian who lost both parents. Ensure that Owo is not forgotten after the news cycle ends. Justice includes remembrance. Number 4, to the Nigerian public. Follow this case to execution. Death sentences in Nigeria are often commuted or delayed indefinitely. Hold the authorities accountable. The convicts were sentenced to death by hanging. That sentence must be carried out, or if not, the public deserves an explanation. A sentence without execution is not justice, it is theater. The question here is, if 4 terrorists can be convicted and sentenced to death 4 years after unaliving 40 plus worshippers in Owo, why have the kidnappers who adopted school children in Oyo State and beheaded a mathematics teacher not been caught, tried, or convicted? The answer is uncomfortable because some cases receive political will, others do not. Owo got attention because 40 people died in a church. The world was watching. The school adoptions happen in rural areas. The world looks away. That is not justice. That is selective attention. Every victim deserves the same pursuit of justice, whether killed in a church or beheaded in a forest. Akai News reports that 4 years after the Owo Church massacre, 4 terrorists have been sentenced to death. 40 people died. 100 were injured. 1 seminarian lost both parents. The judge convicted 4. 1 walked free. The Olowo of Owo said consistent conviction will reduce insecurity. Bishop Arogbudade said the wound remains. Both are right. The sentence is a milestone, but it is not the finish line. The death penalty must be carried out or explained. Other terrorists must be hunted with the same vigor. And Nigeria must ask, why did it take 4 years? And how many Owo-style attacks are still unpunished? The answer will determine whether this judgment is a turning point or just another headline. Thank you for joining me on this segment. I am Joseph Iyaji.